Today's lecture focuses on one of the newer and increasingly important topics in the field of environmental psychology, namely the environmental psychology of the internet. And we're going to be taking a look at the very rapid growth in digital communications technologies over the last 2 decades, the increasing importance of virtual environments as well as place-based environments in people's lives, and the ways in which this increasing virtuality is affecting the structure of our everyday place-based environments as well as our cognition, behavior, and well-being. Now in this next slide, you can see the exponential growth of the internet. And these data are between 1995 and 2010. And by early 2010, there were approximately 1.7 billion internet users in the world, or about 30% of the world's population. Today, there are over 2 billion internet users throughout the world, and over 5 billion cell phone users, so about 70 to 80% of the world's population using cell phones. So you can see how these new technologies are penetrating various regions of the world. And in the upper right part of that slide, you see the penetration of internet use in Asia with about 657 million users in 2010, and followed by Europe with about 393 users at that time, North America. And then in the bottom right part of the slide, you see the use of Facebook. Today there are close to 1 billion Facebook users in the world. And back in 2010, the predominant users were in Europe, followed by North America, Asia, and Latin America. And some of those regions have their own social networking sites. So for example, in China, there's Weibo, which is a kind of equivalent to Facebook. So you can see how that one social networking vehicle has penetrated all these different areas of the world, and the increasing growth of digital communications over the last several years. Now, in 1995, Nicholas Negroponte wrote a very important book, Being Digital. And in this book, he argued that we are becoming increasingly freed up from the constraints of space and time. And in fact, we no longer have to transport our bodily atoms to go from one place to another. Instead, we can transmit images of places or images of ourselves digitally through sending megabytes or terabytes of information to users in other parts of the world. So Negroponte commented in his book that digital living will include less and less dependence on being in a specific place at a specific time, and the transmission of place itself will start to become possible.